You know what's funny is that in this electronic age, how could anybody not see all of this electronic documentation taking place? Because honestly, my vision with my documentation is that I really had no expectations of anybody giving a rat's ass. Because people really don't seem to be interested in doing their own due diligence. What I have observed is that they look for the masses instead of articulating their own discernments and then being in love with oneself so much to stand up for their own discernments in front of their peers. But at any rate, I was just realizing that, I've often tried to picture how these guys meet, and what their meetings are like. I see it as like maybe some CSI crime investigation room, and instead of having police officers, they have the general public, and, Barney from Springfield, Homer Simpson's best friend, he's part of that, part of the classroom that gets their spiel from their overseer, and the targets are on the whiteboard with all of our hate bullshit they had spewed on us, because we don't know what these people have been saying. It's like the devil just went off and got crazy, banana crazy, to indulge whatever the fuck they want. And all these people went along with it. I'm like, whatever. So that's really how I picture their meetings. And then I see them having hate rallies. Because when they look at you with all this hate sometimes. And I'm like, oh, that's all right. That's okay. I love them. You see that guy? I love that one. But but with us other chosen ones, in the universal law of attraction, what I liked about Abraham Hicks, as spoken by Esther Hicks, and when Jerry Hicks was around, they had been asked, why don't you guys do a lot of publication for the works presented? And the result, what they said was, well, the law of manifestation of like begets like, it'll draw people to it. So I saw a lot of good common sense in that, and I'm like, damn, that's working smart, leveraging the universal law, into your favor. That's how I'd also seen me publicating my story, is that I had the vision to understand not many people would give a rat's ass, and that's good. That's healthy. We have, our own lives, to contend with. And when you're a head of household or a mother and such, I'm sorry, I got my manor to take care of, MANOR. So, mad respect. But I had also understood exactly of this George Orwellian state, that state as in, existence of being, not so much as locale, that who I was really talking to were the future generations from now, because I see all of this digital stuff being as a matter of, cataloged in the library. Because, if a time continuum is all happening right now, as, some of the theories say, then what everybody thinks is being done in secret is all a matter of digital signature, including the NSA. Hello, NSA. You shouldn't be there, so I'm not going to tell you to do you, boo-boo. I'm holding you accountable to the survivor seppuku of all the constituents incurring seppuku or survive. You're at the top of the list, NSA. I want to give each of you, let's say, an odd number on the vent machine. Survivable, pending you serve the light and do everything with acts of contrition, etc., and do what's right. But I had seen me publicizing as a matter of reaching out to future, and how I see things, and documenting everything as it's unfolding. It's like during World War II, whenever the concentration camps were in full bloom, I always used to wonder, how could any neighborhood, state, country allow all of that was going on right there? How could that happen? How could that motherfucking happen? That has been an ongoing question ever since I, learned about it as a child. And, okay, so imagine if you were in that time frame and you had the capacity to document everything as it was unfolding, kind of like Anne Frank. Except Anne Frank, was, she was a participant, by law of circumstance. But she was documented what it was like from her point of view. Now, if you saw all of the events unfolding for, if you were, a time traveler back in World War II, and could you see it happening, and you had a chance to document it and try to save the people that were, in and around that. That's how I saw myself. Except I wasn't just an impartial observer. I was a goddamn pinata. These assholes are trying to roast with their fucking shillelagh sticks that are really all that fucking gas. It's a gaslighting stick. So that's who I was always looking out for, I'm like, okay, I don't care. I don't care about the views. I don't care about who likes, subscribes, and shares, and I really do, because I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, it is what it is. None of this is for any of it. It initially had been because I had to go public to preserve my safety. And whatever happened from there, happened from there. But if you are a targeted individual, I suggest you go public to preserve your safety, in whatever ways. This is what I would suggest to you, that if you go public with it, and you have your work, etc., you can always preface it with, I am possibly being gang stalked, etc., etc. So, but at any rate, when it comes to the meeting of the minds, as far as like other chosen ones, star seeds, or like-minded individuals, so you don't need to be a chosen one to, be an advocate. You just need to have moral compunction to give a shit about the liberties your forefathers died for, which isn't rocket science. All you have to do is just do what is ethical. Do not participate in it. Maintain your ethics and report that shit and shut down that shit. Do not be permissive about it. Do not be complicit. Do not be complacent. Because all of that is participating And it all is condemnation of eternal damnation of your soul. It's an absolute. Because at the end of the day, who's really getting cold? The CULLED is everything serving darkness. So all that will be left are those standing in grace of God serving the light. But as far as the meetings of the mind, there's a lot of freaky deaky stuff going on out in the world. And these YouTubers, man, I'm all like, you can't make this shit up. So I learn a lot from my YouTubers. So it's kind of like, even though I'm somewhat isolated, I'm never isolated in spirit because you can't control my dreams. And I actually need some downtime to actually manifest. You know, okay, no, I don't manifest in the downtimes. I manifest as walking around breathing because it's a discipline of the mind. And you can discipline that mind anytime you decide. Your circumstances might, be a little unruly for it. But at any rate, I was just contemplating all of this and the meeting of the minds. I got my YouTube over here, and yeah, man, there's so many like-minded individuals. That's the superhero meeting. And the funny thing is, anybody can dial into any one of these YouTubers and train yourself up for meeting of the minds. Just find who you resonate with, But a good way to discern whether or not they're counterfeit, because, that is Satan's number one play in his playbook, because he don't have creativity. All he has is the ability to counterfeit. So therefore it is copycat, counterfeit, mock. But within the context of all of that, if anybody is pitching compromise of ethics, yeah, that right there is your dead ringer. That would be the counterfeit. So at any rate, find a YouTuber that you resonate with, But I'm going to tell you this right now. I ain't no super genius. I didn't finish college. I took a few classes. I took a bunch of classes, sure. But everything I learned throughout my academic career as a kid growing up in the Conroe Independent School District. So if you feel like you hadn't been to college, what I'm doing, that has nothing to do with any academic progress. All it has to do with is critical thinking in the same government institution that you all mostly had grown up with. So anybody can do it, all of it. The only thing is that what separates me from the crowd is that I don't give two shits about what the crowd thinks. And that's where a lot of people get tripped up. But if you can free yourself, nobody can put a cap on you. Anyhow, yes, Little Flower, Patricia Regali, Patricia Landon, from Houston, Texas, in the great state of Washington. I'm in Bothell today, talking about the meeting of the minds, talking about the law of attraction, and just general talking. Anyways, thank you for my new subscribers. At the time of this recording, I have 75. Welcome! I'm so happy that you are here to join us. And I have some of my beloved friends and subscribers who have been making donations. Thank you. And I have to follow through on the logistics, so I will get back with you personally. Thank you guys so much. I'm on the this camp, everlasting camping in my truck as a documented homeless person, and since this evil government program is so up my ass, like it's never been this fucking bad in all of the fucking 25 years. But yeah, they're blacklisting me really hard. So if you look at blacklisting during World War II, you'll find that what that means is that when they had a target, the bullies would get employers to not hire you. And in my case, when I had gotten hired, they were harassing and abusing me there as well with workplace mobbing and the such and, gaslighting. At any rate, it's been really difficult to garner an employer, because then my other question is that I leave my truck. What are they going to do to it whenever they have, blocks of time marked out with me absent from it? Because these people, they look the other way when a target has their stuff violated on the regular. So, that's my rock and my hard spot, That's where I am in all of it, but still figuring out what I can do online to procure business. But I got a couple ideas I'm toying with, so we'll see how that works. At any rate, thank you very much for watching, if you watched.